DD Kisan, the pride of changing India.
Namaskar, welcome to the Krishi Chaupal. I'm Anju Singh. This time we are bringing Krishi Chaupal to you from a land where the soil not only has life but also the touch of science. Here, farmers are advancing their traditions with faith because they have the blessings of Ma Kali. Yes, natural farming is being promoted here in the courtyard of Ma Kali. This means we are bringing this episode of Krishi Chaupal to you from the Natural Farming Sciences University, Halol, Gujarat. This is not only the first university of its kind in India but also the first natural farming university in the entire world. Therefore, the endeavor of our program today is to ensure that the knowledge and enlightenment from here spreads throughout the country. So let's begin today's Krishi Chaupal and we will let you how the indigenous cow is the pivot of natural farming, how it gives life not only to the soil but also to our thoughts. Farming here is not about competition. It is about values, a philosophy of life which tells us that we must work for human health and human welfare. So let us begin with a big round of applause. Let's move forward, but before that, let's watch this report.
Due to the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, the cost is increasing. The quantity of chemical residues in crops is exceeding standards and the yield capacity of the soil is being adversely affected. Natural farming is completely opposite to this. It is fundamentally a chemical-free agricultural system. Its roots are very deep in Indian agricultural traditions. Natural farming is considered an ecology-based, diverse agricultural system, in which there is wide participation of trees and livestock in addition to crops. Farmers get many types of benefits in natural farming. For example, costs of the crops are reduced and the economic condition of the farmer improves. Jivamrit is used to increase the fertility of the soil. And mulching of crop residues has to be done to maintain moisture in the soil for a longer period. Natural pesticides like Agnyastra, Brahmastra, Neemastra and Dashparni Ark can be easily made by any farmer.
So you just saw the report and we told you why there is a need to re-adopt natural farming. We are constantly taking yield from the soil but not recharging it, meaning its health is also deteriorating. So what should be done? What is natural farming? What are its components? How can our farmers adopt it? And the misconceptions and questions related to it also need to be cleared. Our special guests who are present on the stage with us are helping in this. So let's introduce them one by one. Dr. C.K. Timbadia is with us, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University. Sir, very warm welcome. We have Dr. R.A. Gurjarji, Director Extension. Sir, a very warm welcome. And Dr. Gopal Vadodaria ji, sir, warm welcome to you. You are the Director of Research. So, sir, first of all, I would like to ask you, you have a huge responsibility and this place is one where we can say there are blessings of Mother Goddess at a place which is a Shakti Peeth. There are blessings of Mata Kali. And it is said that natural farming is our culture. So why it is so important and what is natural farming?
Today, the Gujarat Natural Farming Science University has become the pride of Gujarat and the nation. And this first natural farming university of the country and the world has been established here with a vision of our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Bhai Modi Sahab. I thank everyone for organizing this program to talk about natural farming to the entire country from this land. And coming to the point of natural farming is not just an agriculture method. Today, when climate change, global warming and the health of every individual are all at risk in front of the country and the world. On such an occasion, natural farming should become and is becoming a lifestyle. Natural farming is chemical-free agriculture, which means the farming we are doing in India, an agriculture-dominant country. We have seen many aspects from the green revolution to the effect of chemical farming. The only way to get out of the negative consequences we are facing today is non-chemical farming, which is natural farming. Natural farming means a supreme natural agriculture method to move towards good income, prosperity and self-reliance for the farmer by using bio means, recycling and indigenous cow material on their farm, keeping nature in mind and bringing back the soil's fertility, which was destroyed by chemicals. The dimension of natural farming, especially the indigenous cow and the scientific knowledge found in its byproducts. Cow dung contains 300 to 500 crore microorganisms, bacteria or microbes, per 1 gram of dung. And these microbes prepare the nutrition, their kitchen, for the crops in our soil. We use bioformulations made from cow byproducts to increase these microbes, applying Bejamrit, Jivamrit and Ghana Jivamrit, bioformulations derived from cow byproducts. And the results are currently very, very good. Furthermore, I am happy that the farmer brothers present here today show that the Gujarat has progressed greatly in natural farming. Many farmers sitting here have also created very good models in their farms, and they work further with a scientific approach. What they have found is that when we shift towards natural farming, by stopping the excessive use of chemicals, the use of bioformulations made from cow byproducts, mulching, mixed cropping system, vapasa, soil aeration formation, and the understanding among farmers to establish biodiversity has come. And after this foundation is prepared, the crop or yield coming from natural farming has astonished both the farmers and our scientists. Such production, quality production, all can be achieved through natural farming.
Absolutely. So, as you said, that this is our culture, and which crops can you take? Which crops can be harvested in a better way through the natural method? To know this, I turn to Gojarji. Sir, I would like to know if all crops can primarily be grown naturally, or are there only a few selected crops with better results?
Here in Gujarat and in different places in India, the environment is different, and in natural farming, any farmer in any corner of India can grow all types of plants and all varieties of grains, pulses, and other crops. The most important thing in natural farming is that whatever you are growing, you have to grow them together, which we call mixed farming. Because of this, what happens is that by doing mixed farming, a microclimate develops between two crops and among multiple crops as well. And that microclimate helps every plant. And because of this, we can do any type of farming with natural farming.
Absolutely. So, any type of farming can be done with natural farming. And look, if we talk about naturally, nature doesn't grow just one type of crop. In that also, any crop, any seed grows anywhere, and that is its basis. Dr. Gopal sir, I would like to ask you, are its seeds available locally? I would also like you to tell our viewers and farmers what kind of seeds are used in natural farming.
Local varieties, which are called local strains, have a more importance because local varieties are more adapted to the local climate, soil and pest diseases, and their production capacity remains stable. For example, their production capacity does not fluctuate year after year. It remains a suitable production capacity. Along with this, we can preserve these seeds and take them to the next generation. That means the farmer becomes self-reliant. They do not need to buy new seeds from the market and can use their own permanent seeds. Therefore, the important thing in natural farming is not to bring anything from outside. Neither seeds nor any components. Everything has to be used from one's own farm. And natural farming has to done so that the farmer can become self-reliant and their cost of production is reduced and their production capacity increases.
Yes, let's take some questions from the farmers. If any farmer wants to ask question, please stand up and state their question.
Sir, I want to know what is the difference between natural farming and organic farming, that is Jaivik Kheti. Please tell me, sir.
Natural farming is the farming of microbes. Microbes meaning microorganisms. And the microorganisms, we get them from the body of the cow mother, means Gomata. But more than 33 crore microorganisms are found from the cow's body. So the point is, natural farming is a farming of microbes. That is, natural farming is the cultivation of microorganisms. Microorganisms prepare the kitchen for their vegetation in our farm soil. The tendency to increase them is greater in natural farming. If I tell you about organic farming, the biggest thing is the use of manure. That is the use of fertilizer in organic farming. We scientists can certainly say that the organic farming is a farming of manure. Tons of manure we have to add into the soil. Only then we can provide complete nutrition to the crop. Here, organic farming is a very expensive form of farming. In it, the farmer has to bring all the bio inputs from outside to do farming. And here we have said that the farmer should only raise one cow, keep all other crops their own, and use their crop reduces more in recycling and mulching on their own farm. Jivamrit, Bijamrit and Ghana Jivamrit should be made at home. And mixed cropping means that is the root of natural farming. The farmer can advance this work by taking information and only technical training. There is not much need for investment in it. In natural farming, the farmer's yield does not decrease if they adopt the complete method. In organic farming, even with expensive expenditure, one does not get that much income. There is no need for tilling in natural farming. Organic farming involves tilling and monocropping, whereas natural farming involves mixed cropping. So, there are so many differences. Yet today, we feel that people across the country do not have this information. The invasion of diseases and pests, insects, as we call them, is also not that high in natural farming. In organic farming, if the farmer makes even a slight mistake and does not use biopesticides on time or does not take care, the crop fails. I definitely want to say that there is a big differences between natural farming and organic farming. Those who are listening should understand and see this and take complete information about natural farming to increase income in their farming and reduce costs. And the farmers and scientists should also tell these differences to their fellow farmers and scientific assistants. That is just my request.
Yes, absolutely. So, as Sir said, it's a request. I hope that the farmers who are here and those who are watching will surely understand what natural farming is. Dr. Gujar, I would like to ask you, what is this VAPSA? Is this also mentioned in natural farming?
Among all the dimensions of natural farming, VAPSA is a very important dimension in natural farming. The space between the two particles of our soil. The two particles of the soil is where the status of air and water is, meaning 50% air and 50% water. This equilibrium is called VAPSA. And what happens because of VAPSA? Because of VAPSA, the plant, our crop, can take nutrients from inside the soil in a very good quantity, and because of the formation of a good environment, it gets water, air and nutrients in very good quantity, and because of that, the growth of the plant is very good. To develop VAPSA in natural farming, we have the method of making raised beds, which we call gadi kyara, and we have to make the raised beds or gadi kyara based on our land, the slope of our land, and the rainfall we receive there, and we have to plant our crops on them, and according to that, we have to develop the vapsa in it very easily. It is a very easy process.
There are some more farmers. They also have questions. Let's take them. Who wants to ask question?
The farmers often suffer a lot of damage due to floods and drought. And now the problem of manpower is also increasing for the farmers. And the problem of the market is already there. Due to this, money does not come to the pockets of the farmers. The flood, the change in climate, the problem of the market and manpower. Is there any solution for this?
Dr. Gopal, what would you like to say? Climate change is a global problem and the countries where agriculture is primarily are the most affected. So, what would you like to say about them?
Natural farming is a system that can sustain the crop in today's changing climate. In natural farming, as our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir said, we cultivate microorganisms. Cultivating microorganisms increases the fertility and productivity of our soil, increases its porosity. And because of this, when there is excessive rain, our soil can hold more water, due to which flood cannot occur. At the same time, because the soil is alive, the activity of microorganisms increases, which form micro aggregates and minor aggregates, due to which our carbon sequestration is also high, and the greenhouse gases can also be stabilized through natural farming. And in natural farming, we give more importance to biodiversity. That is, the coexistence of different types of crops, different types of organisms and different types of microorganisms, due to which the microclimate remains stable, which we call a microclimate. Due to this, the soil becomes stable and acts as a buffer against high temperatures, excessive rain or drought, which can absorb all these shocks and give resistance power to the crop, due to which your crop can be good even in climate change, and the resistance power of your soil can increase.
Absolutely. For now, we will take a short break here. Don't go anywhere. This discussion will continue. We are bringing this program to you from Halol, Gujarat this time. A short break.
यूरिया का स्वदेशी उत्पादन 70 लाख टन बढ़ाने के लिए 6 उर्वरक संयंत्रों का उद्धार किया जा रहा है। एफसीआईएल के गोरखपुर, सिंदरी, तलचर और रामागुंडम संयंत्र, एचएफसीएल की बरौनी इकाई और बीवीएफसीएल की नामरू फोर्थ। सोने पर सुहागा ये है कि देश में अब बनेगा सिर्फ नीम लेपित यूरिया, क्योंकि इससे होगा किसानों का फायदा ही फायदा। अनाज का उत्पादन 10% तक बढ़ेगा। बढ़ेगी 10 से 15% नाइट्रोजन क्षमता।
Welcome once again after the break. You are watching Krishi Chaupal. So let us introduce you to our special guests who are joining us in the second segment. Dr. Raghunandan BL, who is an Associate Research Scientist. A very warm welcome to you. Ms. Ravina P. Amiparaji, who is an Assistant Research Scientist at the University. Ma'am, very welcome to you. And Dr. Alpesh Bhimani, Assistant Research Scientist. Very welcome to you, sir. So before the break, we understood what natural farming is, how it is different from organic farming and different from Jaivik Kheti. But now we will tell you how it can be taken forward, what are its components, how natural farming can be made more prosperous. So, sir, my first question to you is that when we were talking before the break, we mentioned microorganisms. That is, the elements of organic matter present in our soil, for which we need to make a lot of effort because we have completely emptied the soil by adding chemicals. How is it recharged in natural farming?
Farmer friends, you all know that natural farming is chemical-free farming, spontaneous agriculture, and cow-based agriculture. So I say that natural farming is microorganism based agriculture. These microorganisms, whatever we use in natural farming, bioformulation, concoctions, all of these are completely based on microorganisms. Actually, we see the use of microorganisms in natural farming in two ways, which is very important. First of all is for health. If you look at the soil's health, these microorganisms are very, very essential for decomposing the organic matter, residues, and leaves in the soil and making the nutrients available to the plants. And second, the structure of the soil, which is called its physical structure. These microorganisms also play a role in creating it and improving its quality and maintaining the biological balance in the ground, in the soil, at a certain level is also the role of these microorganisms. There are millions of these microorganisms in the soil and they also play a role in balancing them. And these microorganisms also play a role in controlling the pathogenic organisms. And from the plant's perspective, these microbes, these microorganisms also play a role in promoting plant growth and in increasing the plant's disease resistance. So overall, these microorganisms are very essential for the soil and to increase the health of the soil.
Jivamrit, the word itself sounds very good. It feels like the nectar of lives. So how is this nectar in natural farming and how is it made? What is it? If we talk about Jivamrit, farmers use Jivamrit in natural farming to increase soil fertility, and generally Jivamrit is a storehouse of microorganisms where we multiply microorganisms, which is very useful in our soil. To make Jivamrit, we will need 10 kg of indigenous cow dung and 10 liters of indigenous cow urine is also that we have to use. And we need 200-liter plastic tank or a drum. And after taking it, we have to mix the cow dung and cow urine and add it. And after that, the gram flour, which is the flour of the pulse of any legume, we have to take it up to 1.5 to 2 kg, and the indigenous jaggery, we have to take it up to 1.5 to 2 kg, and we call it living soil. We have to take a handful of living soil. We can take it from our field or from under any tree, a handful of what we call living soil, and make a slurry of all these ingredients. And in the 200-liter drum, 180 liters of water have to be added and mixed. And it has to be mixed until it is completely dissolved. And it has to be kept covered with Hessian cloth in the shade for 5 to 6 days like this. And it has to be stirred twice a day, morning and evening, with the help of a stick. It has to be stirred clockwise. This maintains the oxygen. And this Jivamrit is a very important dimension in natural farming. The more Jivamrit we can give to the soil, the better the result it gives. And even in the monsoon season, the soil will have a lot of moisture now. Therefore, the more Jivamrit we can add, the more beneficial it is. Yes. Will any farmer want to ask question? Please ask.
Sir, I want to know, when we make Bijamrit, why do we use lime in Bijamrit?
We use cow urine to make Bijamrit, and the acidity of cow urine remains low. Along with that, when fermentation occurs, the acidity further decreases due to the biochemical processes of the microorganisms. Because of this, the microorganisms, specifically bacteria, require higher acidity or alkalinity. They need an alkaline pH, so lime or chuna is used to stabilize the pH. This allows a pH greater than 7 to be maintained.
Now, Dr. Raghunandanji, I would like to ask you about the Saptadhanya Ankura Ark. We talk about in natural farming. I would like you to explain this as well, just like we understood about Jivamrit. What is it and what is its use?
Saptadhanya Ankur Ark is a bioformulation which is used for spraying. Sapt means 7, so it is a bioformulation made using 7 grains. The 7 grains are black sesame, moong green, urad, cowpea, wheat, and chana. This is Saptadhanya Ankur, made using 7 different types of grains. It is sprayed on different varieties of plants depending on different conditions. By using the spray of Saptadhanya Ankur, the luster of the grains increases and the taste in the fruit increases due to the use of Saptadhanya Ankur, and the weight of the fruit and grains increases because of the Saptadhanya Ankur, and the dropping of fruits and grains that stops. These are the 4 uses of Saptadhanya Ankur. Due to this, the luster of the grains increases.
Let's take questions from the farmers. You want to ask? After making Jivamrit, in how many days can we use it? How long can we use it? And what is its dosage? When we make Jivamrit, it gets ready in 6 to 7 days and 5 to 6 days depending on the weather. In the cold season, it does not get ready quickly. It will take 7 to 8 days to get ready. Then after it is ready, we can use it for 3 to 4 days. And if we keep Jivamrit for 3 to 4 days after it is ready, then do not forget to stir it in morning and evening, because that is also important. Due to this, the sooner we can use it, the more benefit we get, the more advantage there is. Dr. Ravina, I would also like to know about the Bijamrit we talk about, which is also said to be very important. We understood about Jivamrit and farmers often ask questions about Bijamrit too. I would like you to tell us what is it. Yes, Bijamrit is considered an important dimension in natural farming. In chemical farming, we see that farmers treat the seeds with extremely harmful chemicals. But in natural farming, what we have to do is treat the seed with Bijamrit, which the farmers can prepare very easily on their farm. In it, indigenous cow dung, cow urine, lime. Sir just now explained the role of lime in Bijamrit. That lime and a handful of living soil are used and mixed to prepare Bijamrit. And when Bijamrit is used, we treat and process the seed at the time of sowing. What happens with this is that when the seed is in the initial stage, any crop is very delicate in the beginning. Just like it needs a lot of care initially. So, after treating in with Bijamrit, the germination capacity of the seed increases, and the diseases and pests that occur in the crop in the initial stage, we get some benefit from that too, and they can be reduced. Therefore, all farmers must prepare Bijamrit and treat the seeds with it. Yes. If anyone wants any information, please put your question before our experts.
Sir, I want to ask you a question that in Saptadhanya Ark, the sesame seeds which are soaked one day before, what is the reason for soaking them?
The germination process in black sesame is a bit slow. That is why it has to be kept soaked for 24 hours beforehand. If you keep it soaked for 24 hours, its germination process, the sprouting happens quickly, and because of that, the nutrients of the sesame become available to the plant quickly. That is why it is kept soaked for 24 hours beforehand.
Now, sir, I would like to ask you that just as we learnt about Jivamrit, there is also something called Ghana Jivamrit. What is it and how should be used?
Ghana Jivamrit is the dry form of Jivamrit. To make it dry, cow dung of an indigenous cow is used. For this, a bed of dry cow dung has to be made 1.5 feet high. We can take any length and width for this bed, but keep in mind that the height of the bed should only be 1.5 feet, not more than that. And one more thing to keep in mind is that this bed has to be made in the shed. There direct sunlight and water do not fall. And after making this bed, holes have to be made in it with a stick, and those holes should be at a 1 foot interval in a zigzag pattern. Now we fill these holes in 100 kg of dry cow dung with 20 to 30 liters of Jivamrit. And after that, this Jivamrit will spread over the entire bed. And we leave it as it is for 7 days. After that, mix it with a shovel. Now, we will repeat this process a second time after 7 days. Again, make a bed of the same size and add 20 to 30 liters of Jivamrit per 100 kg of dry cow dung and leave it again for 7 days. Afterwards, after mixing it, we can use it as Ghana Jivamrit. And Ghana Jivamrit, like DAP, diammonium phosphate fertilizer, can be applied to the soil at least 1 ton per acre before sowing the seeds.
Now, Raghunandanji, I would like to understand from you that we are constantly talking about how the indigenous cow is the axis of natural farming. The use of its dung and urine is said to be nothing less than a boon in natural farming. I would like you to explain this to our audience and our farmers.
This natural in this cow-based farming in agriculture, dung, indigenous cow's dung, and indigenous cow's urine, they play a very important role. Indigenous cow, 1 gram, there are millions and millions of microorganisms in the indigenous cow. There are up to 30 crore microorganisms there. So there are many elements in the dung. So when you put dung in the ground and in the soil, it produces the nutrient elements. Due to this, the microorganisms in the soil multiply. And due to this dung, the number of microorganisms that I mentioned also increases. So similarly, the management of the soil, the physical structure and its quality also increases because of this. So I can say that this dung is a large storehouse of microorganisms. Similarly, cow urine is a storehouse of minerals. So the different minerals that we see, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, all the different types of minerals that a plant needs, all these minerals are in cow urine. In addition to this, the cow urine of the indigenous cow can also be used effectively as a pesticide and fungicide. If you mix 1 liter of cow urine in 20 liters of water and spray it, it is useful for controlling and regulating all the harmful pests and insects. That is why indigenous dung and indigenous cow urine are extremely important in natural farming. It is very important for all the soil requirements.
Can the soil's strength increase to the level so that they can get the full fruit of their hard work? Please tell this to our audience.
Natural farming should be adapted with the complete method. For this, use in indigenous seeds. Treat the seeds with Bijamrit and Jivamrit, Ghana Jivamrit and other dimensions of bio-inputs. Along with this, adapt a mixed cropping system with the pulses, stop the tailing practice, and along with that, maintain covering, mulching in the soil throughout the whole year and create vapasa. All these are the inputs, the principles of natural farming by adapting which simultaneously good crops are obtained. And the point is the same. If a natural farming is to be done, do it with the complete method. Due to this, the soil's organic carbon will increase. The fulfillment of nutrients is ensured. The water requirement is reduced. And many of the biochemical processes of the soil run well. So then, good crops are obtained.
Absolutely. So as you said here, the most important point is that if you want to do natural farming, you must do it with the complete method, not half-heartedly. And until you join this method with complete effort and complete patience, you will not get results. And what kind of method this is? That is why we are calling it the method of values, culture, because it teaches you patience. Also said that the fruit of patience is sweet. Now a short break, don't go anywhere. Krishi Chaupal will continue.
किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो, गांठ बांध लो। बहुत बहुत है काम की, समृद्धि के पैगाम की। मिट्टी के मिजाज को समझो, मिट्टी के हर राज को समझो, मिट्टी की तुम जांच कराओ, मुफ्त सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड ले जाओ। कभी मुनासिब बीज लगाओ, सही किस्म की खाद ले आओ, जितनी जरूरी उतनी डालो, सही मात्रा खुद पहचानो, इसको अपना मंत्र बना लो, मिट्टी की सेहत को जानो। बात बहुत है काम की, कम लागत अधिक वरदान की। किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो,
आज ही मिट्टी की जांच कराएं। राज्य सरकार के कृषि अधिकारी से संपर्क करें और मुफ्त में सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड पाएं। कृषि और किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा किसान हित में
Welcome once again after the break to Krishi Chaupal. So, in this part, we will also talk about how the farmers' profit can increase, how they can understand the tricks of this market and how they can take full advantage of it. And let us introduce you to the special guests who are joining us in this part. So, we have Dr. S.P. Deshmukh. Welcome you, sir. You are the principal at CUNF Amreli. And the second guest joining us is Dr. P.H. Naikaji. Welcome to you, sir. Principal and Dean, CUNF Halol. And the third guest with us is Dr. Dhara R. Prajapati, Assistant Professor, CUNF Halol. So, sir, let's start from here. There is a lot of apprehension in the minds of many farmers. The farmer is such that he wants to connect with nature and work very closely. But when it comes to the market, the problem somehow remains unsolved for him. How can his profit increase in natural farming?
Natural farming is not some new method. We have been doing this farming for generations. So, the cost is the lowest in this. If I talk about our experiments compared to chemical farming, the cost in natural farming that we do is reduced by up to 2.5 times. And the talk about organic farming was not successful because the cost is up to 6 times higher than natural farming. What we have found in research regarding yield is that there is not even a slight, tiny reduction in yield or the production. Whereas in chemical or organic farming, the income is not available for up to 3 years. So by doing our natural farming, 100% of your yield will be the same compared to chemical farming. If any farmer feels that their yield is low, but still, if seen according to their cost of production, that farmer will remain in profit.
What do the farmers want to ask? As it is a farmers program, if any farmer has a question, wants to know something about natural farming, about profit, they can ask their question to our experts.
My question is to sir is that, sir, we produce through natural farming, but how should we market it?
In today's world, if we don't move with the world, we will be left behind. Right now, there is so much going on in the social media, so all our farmers should participate in it. All the people sitting in the cities, they only want natural food, but they don't get it. So if our farmers become active on social media, Doordarshan Kisan is available for free, and all this, everyone should continue watching, especially this program, because this is the best program for farmers. Any problem we face, we think it is very big, but it remains small. Its solution is very small. Many people from our own village have settled in the city. Yes, so there are people who need natural food. What we are producing in the field, we need to just tell them when they visit during Diwali or Dashera or whenever they come to you that the pulse you are buying there, I will deliver it to you. I will deliver it to you, and compared to the money they are paying there, we will sell it very cheaply in the market.
Yes.
Even less than that. That is the market value. So we have to deliver our products there where there is demand.
And look, when it comes to profit, everyone understands this very quickly, whether it is the farmer or the consumer. Now, Dr. Naika, I would like to understand from you about another challenge. which I would say is not just in natural farming but in any farming. It is how to prevent the pests and diseases that occur. And in natural farming, since we have to use only natural things, how can a solution be found for this? What can be made?
I want to say one thing. If you adopt all 5 dimensions and principles of natural farming, then you will definitely not need to spray any chemicals at all. And the remedies that we make, like Agnyastra, Brahmastra, Dashparni Arg, their use will also be very minimal. Because the first dimension, the principles of natural farming, is Bijamrit. So, if you treat the seeds sprouting will be very good and it will have vigorous growth and it will gain the ability to fight against sucking pests for almost 30 days. Yes, right? And if you also use intercropping and mixed cropping along with Jivamrit, Ghana Jivamrit and microbes, population inside the soil will increase. There are microbes called endophytic and epiphytic among them, which automatically bring the power into the crop's nature so that the energy resistance power increases in it. There are various types of concoctions or decoctions like Nimastra, Brahmastra, Agnyastra and Dashparni Ark, through which you can keep the pests away.
Yes. Dr. Prajapati, I would like to ask you how disease management should be done for crops grown by the natural method. If we talk about disease management, as our Prabhu sir mentioned, if we fully follow the 5 dimensions of natural farming, the need for pest and disease management generally does not arise. But if the farmer is currently transitioning from chemical farming to natural farming, then they can use concoctions like Nimastra, Brahmastra, Agniastra, Saunthastra, Dasparni Ark and sour buttermilk, which are available in the farmers' fields. By preparing these ingredients, we can use them. So this is the best method of this. Let's go to the farmers. Does anyone have a question related to this? Please ask.
Sir, when is pest and disease management necessary in natural farming?
See, as I have already said, if you adapt natural farming correctly, there is no need for it. Still, there is a transitional period when any farmer is doing natural farming for the first time. There is some doubt in their mind the pests might appear. That is why they talk about local pests, meaning those pests that inevitably appear in that place during every season. So, for that, we have different things like Nimastra, Agnyastra, Brahmastra, Dashparni Ark. So, we prepare those concoctions and spray them beforehand, even before the pests arrive, which is called a prophylactic measure. So, our aim is not to kill the pests, but to keep the pest away from it, because this is a food web. And by eating that, other organisms also survive in it. That is why it should be left to nature. So, when they prepare and spray such a formulation, it has a anti-fedent activity. The pest will not come. It will not lay eggs on it and it will not eat it either. So, our crop will be saved. To prepare Nimastra, what do you need first? You need neem leaves, right? So, what is in every ingredient? In every concoction you make, the required things are cow urine, right? And water and the ingredient that we add to it. In Nimastra, Dashparni Ark, it is compulsory to use cow dung, right? But in Brahmastra, you don't use cow dung. You only use cow dung. You only use cow urine. Suppose now I will talk about Nimastra first. Take 5 kg of neem leaves, mix them well and take 10 liters of cow urine and 1 to 2 kg of cow dung. Mix these there well and then mix it well in 100 liters of water and keep it for 2 days. In the morning and evening, 2 times, you should stir it for 15 minutes each and allow fermentation. This Nimastra will be ready in 48 hours. So, this Nimastra, you can mix 6 liters of Nimastra in about 200 liters of water and spray it, sir.
Yes, absolutely. So this was about how you can keep your crop safe. And we learned about the different concoctions for diseases and pests. Now, another important point here is when we talk about how to sow the seeds. Is the method different in natural farming? is sowing done in a different way? So let us understand from Dr. Deshmukh ji how sowing is done in natural farming.
In natural farming, we give the recommendation that you should use broad bed furrow or raised beds to a greater extent. So, you,
To raise slightly from the ground, right?
yes, you have to raise it, create a bed, and it should not be too long or too wide. The width should be kept at a maximum of 1 meter or 1.25 meters, which is manageable in farming. Due to this, your crop will be saved even during heavy rainfall, and if there is less rain, its root development will be the best. And the applications of Jeevamrit and Ghana Jeevamrit that we use, they also contain aerobic bacteria, which will need to breathe. So, when we create the beds, the amount of aeration increases there naturally according to the method.
Yes, yes.
So we suggest the farmers to use this method for the soil and the benefit. Yes.
Let's go to the farmers. Would any other farmer like to ask question?
I have a question. How do we use the extract of chili, ginger, and garlic in natural farming?
For this, take approximately 9 grams of chili and ginger and 18 grams of garlic, grind them and strain the mixture through a cloth. Then mix this solution with approximately 100 liters of water. You can effectively use this solution for the management of fungal diseases and sucking pests. It can be specifically applied to vegetable and horticultural crops. Absolutely. And ma'am, there is one more thing. Sauthastra is also used. How is this also important in plant protection? And what exactly is it? Yes, absolutely. The saunt means ginger, dry ginger powder, is generally found in most of our homes. To prepare Sauthastra, we need to dissolve approximately 100 grams of saunt powder in 100 liters of water. We then need to boil this concoction until the water is reduced by about half and then let it cool. In a separate vessel, we need to take 1 liter of milk, heat it, remove the cream and set it aside to cool. After 2 hours, we need to mix both these solutions thoroughly. Then add 200 liters of water to this mixture and mix the solution well. You can use this solution as a fungicide. Sauthastra works very well, especially when spots or blotches appear on vegetable crops, and it is an effective preventive remedy for fungal diseases. Yes. Let's go to the farmers. Does any other farmers have a question or want to ask something?
Sir, my question is about the 5 dimensions that were mentioned. If you could also elaborate a little on mulching and weed management, that would make the knowledge much more valuable, sir.
Achhadan can be done in 2 ways in natural farming: live mulching and mulching using the old residues left in your field. Currently, we are mostly advocating for live mulching because the old crop residue used in natural farming, meaning we maintain that every farmer or peasant should have livestock, means Pashudhan. The cow is the priority, right? So, the old residues are utilized for the cow. Therefore, we should give more preferences to live mulching, which is very important for the farmers. How do you do live mulching? It's very simple method. When we take more than 2 crops simultaneously, which means intercropping, your mulching happens automatically. And in natural farming, we highly encourage pulse crops, which means dal vargiya crops, the most, which is very important for the farmers. When farming is done by understanding all the dimensions, then the issues of weeds, nindaman or kharpatwar will not cause any damage to the farmer anywhere in the crop.
Yes. Dr. Prajapati, now I would like to know from you, how are those problems, the viral diseases, managed or prevented in natural farming? Just as the Rabi crop season is starting now, most farmers sow vegetable crops during this time. Specifically, if I talk about vegetables, they often suffer from viral diseases such as yellowing. For this, we can use khatti lassi, as we discussed earlier, and the extract of ginger, chili, and garlic, which Ramji Bhai had asked about, has also been certified through research by various agricultural universities. Both these types of concoctions proved to be highly effective in the prevention of sucking pests, which are the ones that spread these viral diseases. It's time to conclude the program. I would quickly like to ask if any other farmer has a question in mind or if they wish to share any experiences related to natural farming. We welcome that as well.
My question is, how is water saved in natural farming?
So the best system we have seen right now is the rain pipe system that we are currently using in Saurashtra. It is giving the best results in our vegetable crops and food crops. And the same method, when we talk about micro irrigation in horticulture crops, the best method is drip irrigation. Many farmers are now getting very high yields in crops like sugarcane, which is called shirdi in Gujarat, through the drip irrigation. Drip irrigation results in a water saving of approximately 70 to 80% of saving is achieved through drip irrigation.
So, in the end, would you like to give some closing comments to our viewers or say something to encourage them further?
Now, when we talk about the environment, this natural farming or Prakritik kheti is also helps in saving the environment. That is why, if we want to give something to the coming generation, it is a good environment and a good soil. As long as our soil remains fertile, we will be able to grow good crops and provide good food to the coming generation. This is actually my request to all my farmer brothers and sisters: adopt natural farming or Prakritik kheti as much as possible and start its practice.
I want to know from the farmer friends here, which farmer would be the saddest man? The one using chemicals or the natural farmer?
The
What do you
one
want to
using
say?
chemicals.
The one using chemical. Why he will be saddest? Because his input cost is 2.5 times higher than ours. And the seeds he used, either through the flatbed method or the biaran, are expensive hybrid seeds. So if his crop fails, it is truly a loss for him, a loss for the country, and a loss for the farmer's family. And will the loss of a farmer practicing natural farming be counted? No, it won't be counted, because they have used the bed planting, which protects them from much damage during the heavy rain.
Water doesn't
So
accumulate.
it is important.
Absolutely. So, with this message, we will take our leave from you here. And the key takeaway from today's entire discussion is that India's new hope is being cultivated on the land of Gujarat through natural farming. We also hope that the farmers who joined us today will take natural farming more seriously and remember one crucial thing: all the methods must be adopted and not abandoned halfway, because this is the farming of patience. It is natural farming. With this message, we bid you farewell, but please stay tuned to Doordarshan Kisan. Namaskar.